need a better life. I need my love to be here, here, making each day of the year, changing my life with a wave of her hand. Nobody can deny that there's something there, running my hands through her hair. Both of us thinking how good it could be. Somebody's speaking, she doesn't know he's there. I want her everywhere. When she's beside me, I know I need never care. To love her is to need her everywhere. Knowing that love is to share. Each one believing that love never dies. Watching her eyes, hoping I'm always there. I want her everywhere. When she's beside me, I know I need never care. To love her is to need her everywhere. Knowing that love is to share. Each one believing that love never dies. Watching her eyes, hoping I'm always there. To be there and everywhere, here, there, and everywhere.
It took me a long time to appreciate what a great album Let It Be is. But sit down and just look at the the song list sometime. You know, and there's a few things in there that are throwaway-ish. But that's only when you're using the Beatles as your standard, right? If I wrote those songs, I'd be, I'd be amazed, right? I mean, dig it. I mean, there's not much to it on the album, but it's... in the movie, they show you a lot more of it. It's kind of cool. But, that's a period of time when they just had amazing songs. And not just the ones they did with themselves, also solo songs that were really coming together in that period. And, it's easy to understand why that was necessary. They were writing so much great material, there was no way that one band could put it all out. I'm going to send this out to Gail, who's done an amazing job of all of our social media stuff, but especially in our transition to streaming. We have no idea what we're doing. And the thing is, every stream counts, right? So if any of you wants to be helpful, the most helpful thing you can do is persuade your friends both to listen to it, but also to share it. To create playlists, to listen to the playlist that's on our page, to share that as well. Because it's all about getting enough people to listen in a short period of time. It doesn't take that many if they all listen in a tight window to really tickle the algorithm and get something to happen. And so, if we could get 40 people to play the playlist at the same time, that would probably really make a difference. And I think the numbers are literally that small to get it started. So if you have an interest, please do that. And Gail, thank you for all you've done to make it work. Sunlight through a hotel window, marina swaying wide, gentle swells, harbor smells, afternoon and night, voices from the cafe tables, soundtrack for their life. She dreamed he'd be a
a memory soon. He dreamed she'd be his wife. She said, I think you're lovely. He said, you always glow. He said, you thrill me like no other, and forevermore. Said, take my breath away. You're perfect, this I know. She turned to him and said, glad you think so. Twilight turns to evening, evening turns to night. Heartbeat slows and traffic flows, artificial light. Voices from the street below and voices in his head. From a dream she stood before him, and this is what he said. He said, I think you're lovely. He said, you always glow. He said, you thrill me like no other, and forevermore. He said, you take my breath away. You're perfect, this I know. She turned to him and said, I'm glad you think so. She said, I'm glad you think that I'm as perfect as can be. I only wish I saw in you the things you see in me. With that she turned and left him standing by the door. And as she disappeared he cried and echoed forevermore. He said, you know you're lovely. He said, you always glow. He said, you thrill me like no other, and forevermore. He said, you take my breath away. You're perfect, this I know. And in his head she said, I'm glad you think so. In his head she said, I'm glad you think so. In his head she said, I'm glad you think so.